How are your New Year's resolutions going? Still sticking to them? Well, if you're struggling a little bit, it's okay. That's why we have Dr. David Rzutko, Vice President of Medical and Clinical Operations at Priority Health, to help get you back on track. Yes. Dr. Rzutko, thank you for being here. A new year. Here we go, okay?
Happy New Year to everybody.
All right, so about a week into 2026.
Yep.
How common is it that people have already abandoned their resolutions?
Actually, very common, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's almost 2/3 of folks that make some type of a resolution have already dropped off by the end of January. So these first few weeks are really critical to kind of lay down a good foundation.
Why do so many people give up on them? I know they're so excited right in the beginning. They're making that list. They're eager, they're hopeful, but a lot of people kind of give up in that first week or so.
Yeah, it's not so much lack of excitement. It's really kind of how we're approaching that. So sometimes the goal is maybe too vague, where we say, I want to be healthier, right? Or maybe I want to lose weight, but it doesn't have specificity enough to be reasonable.
Okay.
Or maybe that goal is too lofty. So we're, reaching for the moon and we're saying, I want to become a marathon runner, but yet we don't even jog. And so if we're too overly ambitious, that can lead to the sense of feeling like, well, now I've already failed and I'm not going to reach that goal. So be realistic with some of that goal-setting behavior.
So how can people increase their chances, of sticking to their resolutions? What can people be doing?
Yeah, so starting with some degree of being specific with the goal, and whether or not that's a health-related goal or a finance-related goal or relationship goal, put some concrete to it to say that I'd like to focus on, and instead of just saying, it's losing weight, maybe say, what is the weight loss that I'd like to achieve in what time frame? So that way it's specific enough to be able to kind of manage through that activity and see, are we achieving that goal in time or over time? Tying it also to the reason why we're doing that. So making the goal into like a personal mission statement. That's also very important. So thinking about something as simple as I want to lose weight, but if that's relating to the reason I want to lose weight, that as we age, that excess weight causes knee pain or back pain, and I want to be pain-free as I age. So I would like to lose X percentage of body weight over a time period. And so that way we keep that, not only the goal in our minds, but we also keep the reason for why we want to do that. And so it increases our own intrinsic motivation as we're moving through that goal.
But we know, like, life happens, right?
Very much so.
It can be easy to get off track. Things are happening, crazy work schedule, whatever, or a season, just of the unknowns. But really, how can you manage those times?
Yeah, and it really relates more to making whatever that resolution is into your daily routine. So routinize that or make it into your daily habit. So keep track and give yourself some accountability, and also give yourself some grace too, that if you set that goal and for whatever reason you come off track, well, don't just completely abandon. Maybe just course correct and say, maybe that goal was too optimistic, and so you need to pare it back. Because the truth of the matter is, whatever self-improvement that you're trying to endeavor, whatever we've achieved is better than what we started with, right? So to make that commitment. There's also some interesting research about making a change in your life at the onset. So getting that plan in place, right? Talking with folks around you, talking with friends and family members, and say, hey, I'm really going to commit to whatever it is. So hold me some accountability for it, right? And continue to question as we go through, as well as make some outward physical appearance change at the outset. So it could be something as simple as clothes that we wear, a watch that we wear, a new hairstyle, to say, okay, now I'm going to be a new person. I'm going to turn that page in life and really commit to that new routine or that new habit.
Doctor, I always like to ask you, how are your resolutions going? Sticking with them?
We're going strong? So far. Yeah, going so far, okay. Yep, we're 5 days in.
Okay, good job.
But hold me to that.
Okay, I will. I'll be checking in with you. Okay, Dr. David Rzutko with Priority Health. Thank you so much for being here with us.
My
Sarah?
pleasure.